On the flip side of our worship folder, you'll find words of faith that Brenda sent out earlier this day. I try to write them weekly. That reflects not great doctrines, but pragmatic faith that we can relate to or be inspired by. Sometimes this is about me, sometimes it's about others, mainly about people living a high calling. And so we need your email address if you haven't got it yet. But the story goes like this. With Thanksgiving only a few hours away, the mind and spirit wanders to greeting family and friends, the turkey and delights, and if you are a Detroiter, the parade and the Lions football game. All good stuff to fill the mind and the spirit. Yet the soul needs some attention too, some spiritual soul food as well. Some might recall the adage, gratitude is the attitude, and the attitude is all up to you. One of the best gratitude equippers is to find a needy person and just listen. So is my spiritual equipping with Lutheran City Ministries in southwest Detroit. The ministry started in my parents' bakery after they closed the bakery after 70-some years selling brick oven bread and pies and other culinary delights. And after closing the shop, Dad rented the building to Historic Trinity, and some of you might be going down to see that in a few weeks. Historic Trinity in Detroit, as they sponsored a Latino ministry and a street ministry in what would later be called the Rebert Building. Sue Hatcher, if she weighed 80 pounds all wet, the Toledo scales were wrong. A Mother Teresa clone, you might say, headed up the street ministry. Widows, drug addicts, single moms, and kids on Sunday afternoon would gather in their shoes spiritual wings where the gospel was proclaimed, prayers for blessings and mercy were heard, and unconditional love was extended. People flocked to her Christ-like kindness and spirit up and down West Verner Highway. One actually lived in a sleeping bag. And if you ever get into Detroit, just past the Rouge Bridge, start looking at the overpasses. And as you look at the very top of underneath the overpass, you might see cardboard boxes or sleeping bags or blankets where some of the underprivileged live. One individual came every Sunday. I called him Big Joe. Oh, is he big. He walked with a limp and he had a gut. He had a cane. And he showed me his cane one time. And he showed me his cane and he flicked it and out came a blade at the end of the cane. Occasionally I would go down there and share the good news to the salt of the earth people in Detroit. And for me, the most spiritual aspect of the ministry was the act of listening. As I noticed, everyone there could have had a few more bucks in their wallet or their purse, but they didn't concentrate on that at all. What they did not have was minor to compare to what they did have. The spirit of peace and happiness, satisfaction, grace and gratitude was found in all who lived below the poverty line. Emergent study by Baylor universities and other scholarly institutions confirmed the voices that were heard in Southwest Detroit. Grateful people are happy people. Scholars did not have to affirm what the good book so often proclaims, as Paul the Apostle says it like this: thank God for all who have, and then fix your thoughts on all that is true and right and salutary. Then the God of peace will be with you. As you feast tomorrow with food, family, friends, and football, God bless you with that adage. Gratitude is an attitude, and that attitude is entirely up to you. The third reading from Luke 17. On their way to Jerusalem, Jesus was going through the region of Samaria and Galilee. As he entered a village, 10 lepers approached him. Keeping their distance, they called out, saying, Jesus, Master, have mercy on us. When he saw them, he said to them, go and show yourselves to the priests. And as they went, they were made clean. Then one of them, when he saw that he was healed, turned back, praising God with a loud voice. He prostrated himself at Jesus' feet and thanked him. And he was a Samaritan. Then Jesus asked, were not 10 made clean? But the other 9, where are they? Was none of them bound to return and give praise to God except this foreigner? Then he said to them, get up and go on your way. Your faith has made you well.